Back here, first things first, we are going viral. Lamar Jackson is coming off an impressive rookie campaign, and now that he's on to his sophomore season, he no longer has to worry about hazing. The same cannot be said for Ravens rookie D-lineman Dalen Mack, whose car was full of packing peanuts after practice because he forgot to bring cinnamon rolls to a meeting.
Now, this is the type of fun you probably sign off on, see?
This is a pain in...
This ain't cool, man. That car ain't never going to be the same. It's an environmental hazard.
He's lucky to be on the team. He's lucky to get another chance. When we ask for donuts, we don't want glaze. We just want cinnamon donuts, rookie. There's a reason why they got you guys around here. I'm not going to ask you to probably play a lot of football your rookie year, but bring the donuts, make sure there's plenty of them, and make sure they're on time. I've done many a donut runs down at South Street, Patterson and Broad Street, there. The 10th inning, we used to go in there, get the sandwiches made up, pick up donuts for the veteran, Reggie White and them. Man, see, you got my donuts? I ain't got no donuts, Reggie. Go back over there. That's what they send you back to get them. Yes.
Once upon a time in this country, you could hang a man if he messed with your horse or took your horse. Now nothing happens when a man messes with your modern horse, your car. Like this is
on kids playing on scooters, but we can't have a little fun.
Yeah. The kids playing on scooters is fun. This is vandalism.
It's not vandalism. Good, clean-hearted fun. Time for stories to start.
That'll kill that smoke smell in your car, though.
Yeah, well.
Touche.
The NCAA has officially added criteria for agents who wish to represent student-athletes testing the waters for the NBA draft. That criteria now includes a bachelor's degree. LeBron James referred to this new rule as the Rich Paul rule because his super agent, Rich Paul, does not have a degree. Nick, what do you make of this move by the NCAA?
It's classist, it's elitist, it's totally unnecessary. It is obviously targeting Rich Paul. And while I don't think this will have any negative effect on Rich and his agency, Clutch Sports, which is now part of UTA, because they have plenty of other agents that do happen to have a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, a bunch of dummies.
Right, but it is trying to prevent the next Rich Paul, trying to prevent the next person who does not come from a traditional background from becoming the most powerful agent in basketball. It's targeted, and I talked to Rich yesterday. He doesn't want to talk publicly about it. He said enough people are talking for him, but it's offensive what they're doing.
No, I didn't talk to Rich Paul yesterday. I talked to myself, and when I saw it come out, I knew it was some form of racism. It's called institutional racism. So now you can discriminate based on education. Well, Bill Gates, he's pretty smart. He don't have no degree, right?
Steve Jobs certainly doesn't.
And Bill Gates doesn't have one either. Also, Chris Carter doesn't have one. I got offered an NCAA coaching job. So you can coach the kids, but you can't represent them and represent their contracts in the leagues if you... That doesn't make sense.
And listen, I want to... Because it is important kids are protected from predatory agents. So having a test you have to pass is totally legitimate. But adding this prerequisite to just try to prevent someone who doesn't have a traditional education is an outrage.
All right, let's move on to the NFL now. Cowboys Executive VP Stephen Jones.
Call my agent, see if he got a degree.
Said it was, quote, news to us that Zeke won't play without a new contract.
I thought I was your agent.
However, he also said that it doesn't change anything in their negotiations. See, you think that Zeke will actually miss this entire season if he doesn't get a new deal?
No, Jenna, we had a heated conversation this morning. Jenna is like, Zeke is not coming back. There's no way you tell someone, target them, you're definitely going to miss a part. I said, okay, I'm with you on that. He might sit out. No, just pump your brakes, Jenna. No L. Bell here. But I think where Zeke is, and there's such a huge gap between what he wants and where Dallas is and what Dallas is willing to do, I do believe that he is threatened to miss the beginning of the season. Him not showing up the first day, that was not my recommendation. I would have gone to camp, negotiated, and then left, told him, threatened him to leave at the end. But this right here now, he's going to have to put up or show up because I don't think Jerry Jones is going to blink, Nick.
If the Cowboys started by saying in February it's going to start at Todd Gurley, and now they're saying it starts at Lev Bell, which is far below Todd Gurley.
You can't go back and scrub that?
Man, I think that's tough. You can't Men in Black flashy thing. You erase the memory. He knows what they said. So I do think they're far apart. I think right now it is more likely than ever before that Zeke is not on the field for week 1 against the Giants. But I agree with you. Lev Bell wasn't under contract, so he could skip the year. Zeke can't skip the year.
All right, Patriots quarterback Tom Brady's looking for a new home, literally. He put his Boston area home on the market after the news his contract will void after this season. Nick, is this a big deal?
It's a deal. That's what I'll call it. I don't think it's a huge deal, and I don't think it means he's moving out today. But Tom Brady is...
Why don't we do this? We're going to start over. Act as if I'm not here. Jenna, ask them the question again. Act like I'm not here, Nick.
It's a big deal. Nick, this stuff was a big deal, too, in the meeting this morning. You said like this.
Well, here's the
I
deal.
think it's a big deal
The
now.
last 3 years, you've been to 3 Super Bowls.
Okay, here we go.
Greatest comeback ever. Then you won a league MVP. Then you won another Super Bowl. You've taken all these damn discounts. They're treating you like you got to sing for your supper. If I'm Tom Brady, I'm making them worried that forget you guys want to bring me back in 2020. Maybe I don't want to come back. Dallas Cowboys might have an opening quarterback. Bill Belichick wants to see if he can do it without me. How about what if I can do without you, Bill?
See?
Man,
I can live anywhere I want to live.
Pipe down, man. These is rich people problems, man. Giselle wants a little bit different scenery and everything, man. The kids are getting to a certain age, might have to test out some new schools. Gonna stay in the same region, might do like Kobe, might move to Greenwich, catch a helicopter every day. All right?
Okay.
All right? Just relax,
By
man.
the way, it's hard to sell a $40 million property in Brookline, Massachusetts. Not a lot of buyers in that area for that level.
Maybe Big Papi could use it.
Maybe Dak Prescott will buy it.
Oh, a Brady Prescott trade. I like it.
Okay. Just remember.
I'm hearing. It's what I'm hearing.
Across the league, multiple teams are holding joint practices. The Packers working alongside the Texans, while head coach Matt LaFleur is a fan of the joint practice. His quarterback is not. Aaron Rodgers said he wouldn't mind if they didn't do it for another 14 years. CC, what do you make of Aaron Rodgers' comments?
He don't know how to put a team together. New England Patriots, what do they do every year? They go somewhere.
Joint practices.
Practice against another team. They were in Detroit after the Hall of Fame, practice against the Lions, and then play against the Lions. My history has been, for a long time, not only every place I've been, Philadelphia, we went down to Atlanta, practice against teams. That's in the 80s now. They've been doing this a long time.
And why do you do it? What's advantageous to you guys?
And then even at that time, we had 2-a-days every day, and we had pads, 2 practices every day. We had 6 weeks of training camp, 4 weeks of hitting and tackling. And it still gives you a more competitive environment to develop the physicality. And you can do special teams live against an opposition, against a credible NFL team. You can do every drill live. This is better than playing in the preseason game for your veteran players. Less injuries happen in these practices. Man, the intel that you get from other coaches working. We used to, in Minnesota, used to go to River Falls, Wisconsin, where the Saints used to be close by and the Chiefs used to be. The Packers weren't far. So you had a little region right there where teams were practicing. The Bears were there practicing. You could practice against 2 or 3 teams in a week span, and the film that you would watch would be so much better than your normal practice film. Going against a guy that I've been going against for 6 months, because I went against him in the OTAs, I went against him in the mini camps, and I'm going against the same guys on my team in training camp.
So let me ask you this real quick, because Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be touched, whether it's joint practices or just his own.
Yeah, you need to shut up.
But why do you think he doesn't like it? Because the quarterback's not the one getting hit anyway. It's not like Aaron Rodgers is the one who has to deal with the extra physicality. Why do you think he doesn't like it?
In these joint practices, there was a safety who took a cheap shot on one of their tight ends. He got thrown out of practice after 2 of them. So that's what maybe he's referring to, but his job is just as easy. And if you're practicing against another quarterback, a young quarterback, you can typically give this guy some tips. Guys come seek you out. I love practicing against the Saints, man, with Haslam was their head coach.
Jim Haslett?
Haslett was their head coach there. The defenders that they had there for years going against them. Kansas City with Ross playing cornerback. And
Albert Lewis.
I mean, it to me was some of the best work that I ever got throughout training camp were those joint practices. So the physicality of a team becomes real important. And with the collective bargaining agreement, there's less practices, there's less padded practices. The first month of the season, it suffers. You don't have a running game. Your offensive line play is not good, and offensive line play has suffered the last several years because of lack of contact. So this is a great way to get your football team seasoned and ready for battle to get through the whole.
And what you don't
season.
like, a couple days in, Aaron Rodgers is already voicing complaints about something. So
after the coach had already said that it was very successful and he enjoyed it.
Yep. All right, take a break. Coming up, does Dak need Amari Cooper or Zeke more to be successful? That's next on First Things
I
First.
used to travel to River Falls, see the Chiefs training camp. Heckle the hell out of this car.